guys, welcome to Educated Sapiens. My name is Lakshmi, and let's start with today's session. As promised, we'll try कि हम एक हफ्ते में within a week we can take minimum 3 to 4 of PIB sessions. I'll also try to cover RBI circulars. RBI circulars maybe weekly we can take once, or it will depend upon the frequency of how many circulars are there. इसके अलावा when I talk about these sessions which typically I am calling it as ESI for regulatory bodies, we need to understand one thing. In these very sessions, as I've already told you, पुराने लोगों को पता होगा that I not only cover PIB in these sessions, I also go ahead a step ahead to cover certain important articles which are there in the newspaper. तो जैसे अगर मैं social issues के perspective से बोलूँ, then in social issues perspective, we have this Hindu newspaper which covers a fair amount of good quality articles. Sometimes we can also refer to Indian Express if there is some good article in that newspaper as well. Not only this, for your finance related news or the financial news, I primarily rely on Business Standard or Live Mint, one of these newspapers. But nevertheless, न्यूज़ अगर आज लाइव मिनट में आई है तो कल पक्का वो बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड्स में आने ही वाली है. सो दैट्स हाउ दीज थिंग्स वर्क. बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दीज सेशंस, दे विल हैपन इन 3 to 4 days for your PIB. Today I'll just take a smaller session where I'll just cover the news which were there from 1st of January's PIB and other newspaper. धीरे धीरे करके we'll increase the frequency as well. But आज थोड़ी सी न्यूज़ है, let's have a look. Agriculture cooperative societies were there in news. Reason is because Ministry of Cooperation, your Amit Shah, he has come up with this idea of establishing 2 lakh primary agricultural credit societies in the next 5 years. So this is his target, the target that he has set. Now these kind of news articles, they are primarily important for your NABARD preparation. If anything is there which is important for your agriculture, that becomes important for your NABARD examination. And these cooperative societies जो specifically आपके agriculture को boost कर रही हैं, definitely it is important for your NABARD. If I move ahead and talk about Ministry of Cooperation, it has launched a series of initiatives. So like development of cooperative societies in agriculture, it includes multi-purpose primary agriculture societies. Now, all in all, if I talk about these cooperative societies and all, NABARD के syllabus में it also talks about a little bit of polity. तो polity भी थोड़ा सा cover करना है. When we are talking about polity, then constitutional provisions becomes very important. So if I ask you where in the constitution you will be able to find cooperative societies, then you will find in part 3 of the constitution, that is your fundamental rights, article 19 clause 1c, that was added after the 97th Constitutional Amendment Act. The other thing, it is also like cooperative societies, you will also find a mention in DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, Article 43B. हम जब नाबार्ड की प्रिपरेशन करेंगे और हम एक साथ सारे आर्टिकल स्टडी करेंगे, हम 15 से पढ़ने बैठे और हम पूरा आर्टिकल 13 से पढ़ना शुरू किया फंडामेंटल राइट्स को, और फिर पूरा DPSP पढ़ते पढ़ते फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ तक पढ़े. Practically, it's impossible for you to remember all these articles. 13 से शुरू करोगे 51st तक जाते रहोगे और बीच में भी बहुत सारे सब पार्ट्स हैं. The best way to remember the articles is if you are going through some news articles which we'll be taking up in the class, it's better that you remember the article there and then. जैसे article 43B है, article 19 है. Now you should know that article 19, it talks about what? Can you please tell me article 19, which is a fundamental right, it talks about what? That is, you have to tell me in the comment section. The next thing is article 19 clause 1c. It specifically talks about your cooperative society. Now when I talk about cooperative societies which are specifically set up for your agricultural domain, then you have this primary agriculture credit society which is known as PACS. जैसे अगर if I talk about Tamil Nadu, so Tamil Nadu state will be having its own PACS, Primary Agriculture Credit Society. If PACS is in Kerala, then they will be registered under Kerala State Cooperative Societies Act. Because these societies are being governed by the state acts. अगर एक क्रेडिट सोसाइटी एक से ज़्यादा स्टेट में होगी, देन इट इज़ गवर्नड बाय अ मल्टी स्टेट Cooperative Societies Act, which is governed by a central government. I hope it's clear to you all. When I talk about these primary agriculture credit societies, sometimes they are not only there for credit purposes. Like ये credit से आगे बढ़ के भी they can also engage in various other activities. जैसे हो सकता है इन credit societies में they will collectively make a storage unit. कुछ वेयर हाउस कंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे वेयर ऑल द फार्मर्स हु आर मेंबर टू दीज सोसाइटीज दे कैन स्टोर देयर फूड ग्रेन्स. कुछ डेयरी के लिए कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ हैं विच कैन बी देयर. एक कलेक्टिव बॉन्ड बना लिया, वहाँ फिशरीज दे कैन प्रैक्टिस. सो यू नो ऑल इन ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ लाइक इफ दे आर एंगेज इन टू मल्टीपर्पज activities, then this is known as MPACs. Very simple. Now, why was it in news? As I have told you, the target 2 lakh new packs in the next 5 years. What we have achieved is 10,000 packs have been registered till September 2024 last year. Now, who all are establishing these packs? Then, majorly the credit societies, they are being established by our NABARD or National Dairy Development Board for dairy related purposes. Fisheries Development Board for your fisheries related purposes. Some credit societies or some PACs, they are also being set up by your state cooperative department. Guys, you need to understand, जब हम एग्रीकल्चर की बात करते हैं वी ऑल्सो टेक इनटू अकाउंट द अलाइड एक्टिविटीज जैसे डेयरी फिशरीज हो गया. फॉर देम ऑल्सो क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज विल बी क्रिएटेड. आई होप इट्स क्लियर. इसके अलावा इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दीज कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज, रिसेंटली लास्ट ईयर ही their modernization was also being looked after, where government is trying to computerize all these PACs unit. Earlier, so 2,500 agriculture credit societies were being computerized, but now government is aiming to computerize them all. इससे transparency और efficiency दोनों both will be improved. If I talk about these credit societies, how they empower farmers, then Rupee Kisan credit cards, micro ATMs and all, this has been given by various cooperative societies. तो अगर किसी फार्मर के पास क्रेडिट कार्ड होगा, एटीएम होगा, माइक्रो एटीएम एंड ऑल होगा, सो इट विल बिकम वेरी इजी फॉर द फार्मर टू टेक लोन एज एंड व्हेन रिक्वायर्ड. So as of now, 10 cooperative societies have rolled out or distributed their own KCC or micro ATMs. Slowly more will be coming in. Now altogether, अगर मुझे इस पूरे आर्टिकल का या फिर इस पूरे इनिशिएटिव का एम देखना हो, then it's very simple. It's for socio-economic development of farmers, women, youth, backward societies and all. That's what is the socio-economic impact. As simple as that. One more thing, last year cooperative societies was also there in news because 3 new national level cooperatives were being rolled out. You must know the name of them. One was National Cooperative Organics Limited, Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited, or National Cooperatives Export Limited. So these are the 3 cooperative societies that were rolled out last year. Just for the name's sake, you just read it once. Now, let's focus on the next news article. So in the next news article, it is your RBI's new guidelines. RBI has come up with the idea that it is going to close 3 types of accounts starting from 1st of January. What are these 3 types of accounts? These are basically your non-operative accounts. Non-operative accounts means like your dormant account. From the last 2 years, there have been no transaction. Inactive accounts, from the last 1 year, there have been no activity. Or the zero balance accounts which were there, where no money was being deposited by the customer from a very long time. And zero balance is obviously there. I just have a question from my end to all of you. ये हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था. That's why I'm asking you. Let's suppose we all know direct benefit transfers are being made into the customers into the beneficiaries account. Let's suppose there is a person by the name X. X has not utilized his bank account since 2020. उसने इस बैंक अकाउंट को यूटिलाइज नहीं किया है, मतलब कोई ट्रांजैक्शन खुद से नहीं किया है. कस्टमर इंड्यूस्ड ट्रांजैक्शन इज customer induced transaction that we say is nil. No customer induced transaction has been done, but government की तरफ से DBT direct benefit transfer is given to this person's account. Now, my question is, such kind of account, can we consider it as a dormant account? Yes or no? That's a question from my side. You look for it for the answer. जिसको पता हो comment section में ज़रूर बताना. And if you feel that these sessions are important or are helpful to you, you do tell me in the comment section. शेयर भी कर देना. इसके अलावा चैनल को लाइक कर दे, वीडियो को लाइक कर देना. नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट आई वांट टू टेल यू इज, ये सब कर क्यों रहे हैं? वेरी सिंपल. येस्टरडे क्लास इन फ्रेंड्स एंड अदर थिंग वी टॉक्ड अबाउट कैसे बैंक्स में फ्रॉड बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए हैं. वाई? बिकॉज इतने सारे अकाउंट्स हैं, उस पर सब पे विजिलेंस रखना, टू लुक फॉरवर्ड टू यू नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. सो इट बिकम्स समटाइम्स अ ट्रिकी टास्क. It will be good if the number of bank accounts are being reduced, और वैसे भी redundant अगर बैंक अकाउंट है, why not to close it? So it will also reduce the risk of frauds and the misuse as well. Not only this, banking system will become more and more efficient. Digital banking will also be better because now banks can, if they are efficient and all, they can focus on other aspects of banking. The other thing is compliance, KYC, know your customer, and compliance will also become easier and will also become better. So all in all, this will be the impact. Now let's talk about RBI's new initiative, which is for your NEFT and RTGS transaction. Guys, if I talk about NEFT and RTGS, तो सबसे पहले तो हमें फ़र्क पता होना चाहिए. We should be very clear about NEFT क्या होता है और RTGS क्या होता है. For that I have put forward this table. NEFT is basically done, अगर किसी को 2 लाख से कम का ट्रांजैक्शन करना है, then you can do NEFT or IMPS, immediate payment system. But if you want to do this real time gross settlement, which is above 2 lakh only allowed, then RTGS is one of the way. Rest all you can just read. It's very simple, nothing much to tell you in this. But then if I talk about news article किसके ऊपर है, I hope सबने UPI से पेमेंट तो करी होगी. Whenever we do a payment via UPI, let's suppose I had to do a payment to a shopkeeper. He doesn't have that QR code. He gave me his number. I put the number, and as soon as I put the number for doing the payment, the UPI my phone will tell what is the name of that person under which that bank account or that number is being registered. इससे क्या होता है? Errors कम हो जाएंगे, fraud कम होंगे. So these kind of thing was, or name lookup, what you say, name lookup facility was available in UPI as well as IMPS. पहले से available थी, but it was not there in NEFT and RTGS. Sometimes NEFT RTGS में ये name lookup वाली चीज़ को और beneficiaries name को देखने के लिए banks were charging some amount, like few banks they were charging. I'll not name them. But now RBI has said that first of all, this will be like name lookup facility will be provided to all RTGS and NEFT transaction. Aim as simple as that, to reduce fraud and to reduce the errors as well. UPI and IMPS में पहले से ही ये फीचर था. Now it will be extended to NEFT and RTGS. अब ये पूरा सिस्टम कौन डेवलप कर रहा है guys? This is important. It will be developed by your NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. So NPCI is the one that is going to look forward to your system development. Once the system is developed, by 1st of April 2025, banks are going to start using this system. This is very important as far as your exam is concerned. ये point जो है, where it talks about who is going to develop the system, and this next thing is who is going to, like, when it is going to be implemented. Both these information, they are very important. The facility will be free for users. It will be accessible via internet banking, mobile banking, bank branches, all these facilities, on all these facilities. This name lookup feature will be available. Now, if I talk about these beneficiary name या फिर ये सब जो data होगा, ये कौन store करेगा? Then NPCI has nothing to do with the storage of information. It is just going to develop a system. ये data कौन store करेगा? Then this data will be stored by the remitting bank, the one who is doing the payment, and the beneficiary bank on who's the bank on the bank where the money is being transferred. So that's how this piece of article is very important. If I talk about the next thing, again related to RBI, Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. Before moving ahead with this RBIH, let me tell you one thing. It's a Section 8 company registered under Companies Act of 2013. What is the initial capital contribution? It is 100 crore. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. This also you need to remember. Now, why was this in news? Because RBI has teamed up with your digital lender VV5 Finance. अगर recent में कोई exam है आपका banking का, then this can be a probable question. But अगर exam हम 6 months बाद की बात करें, then I would say what you have to target is this RBIH. First of all, Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, you must know what it is. The next thing is this altogether इस तरह के जो partnership है, when RBIH is partnering with some digital lending firm, what are they actually looking forward to is they want to help some gig workers basically who are being provided with some unsecured loans. You know guys, last year, just a minute, I hope now you'll be able to see the screen completely. Yeah, last year there was this ULI, Unified Lending Interface. What is this ULI? ULI was earlier known as PTPFC, Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit. Basically end-to-end digital solution था for specifically your agricultural loans. Upon seeing its progress या फिर इसकी like इसके result को देखते हुए, when it was doing good in agriculture sector, government thought to have more sectors into this lending interface and all. So that's why PTPFC was renamed as ULI. This was done last year only. सो बेसिकली जितने भी क्रिटिकल फाइनेंशियल या फिर नॉन फाइनेंशियल या फिर इस तरह की सिस्टम डेवलप करने के लिए दिस ULI विल बी अ डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर विच विल बी क्रिएटेड. Currently 36 lenders are there including the banks, NBFCs and all. Slowly more will be added. As of now, data is only there from 6 states, but slowly more states would be added to this list. If I talk about the next news, which is regarding design linked incentive scheme, supercomputer or chips are very important. अगर हम बात करें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की, और इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, मशीन लर्निंग एंड ऑल, इन सब में एक चीज़ जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट इज़ योर सेमी कंडक्टर डिवाइसेस. सो इंडिया वांट्स टू बिकम key player in the semiconductor device. That's why we had a semiconductor mission, if you remember. इसका जो total budgetary outlay था वो था 76,000 crore. Out of these 76,000 crore of budget under this initiative, 1,000 crore was specifically given to your design linked incentive. Basically इस पूरे incentive से like what was the subsidy that was given to the startups? Earlier it was 15 crore. MeitY has proposed to increase this subsidy to double it to 30 crore, but it is still a proposal. That's what I want to tell. But MeitY ने amount तो बढ़ा दिया है, subsidy बढ़ा दी है, but then this amount dispersal की अगर मैं बात करूँ, कितना amount genuinely लोगों तक पहुँचा है, startups तक पहुँचा है, then there are very few startups who have actually got the benefit. Why? Because startups semiconductor chips लेके तो आ रहे हैं, they are coming up with new design, but then they struggle finding a client base. So that's where the problem is there. But yes, you must know what is this design linked incentive scheme. Which mission are we talking about? We are talking about semiconductor mission. What is the total budget? That is 1,000 crore. What is the current subsidy? It's 15 crore. What are we going to, like, what is the proposal? 30 crore is the next proposal. But let's see how far it will. Generally इस स्कीम के ऊपर अगर कुछ भी फाइनल ऑर्डर विल बी पास्ड इन द मंथ ऑफ February only, once the budget session will be there. Nevertheless, let's talk about विवाद से विश्वास. विवाद से विश्वास, if I talk about, there are multiple schemes under by the name this विवाद से विश्वास 1, 2, 3 and so on. If I talk about विवाद से विश्वास 1 and 2, that you have to tell me किससे related है. One is related to MSME, other is related to some other refund type of thing. But अगर मैं simple विवाद से विश्वास, without any number, if I talk about, this scheme is for income tax payers. So let's talk about that. What is this विवाद से विश्वास talking about? So Central Board of Direct Taxes, income tax की बात करें, then it will be your CBDT. CBDT has extended the deadline of this Vivad Se Vishwas scheme by 1 month, that is now up till 31st January 2025. So basically, taxpayers जिनका कोई भी resolution था, now taxpayers want to get it resolved. तो जो भी कुछ है, तो extra जो 10% penalty है that was taken earlier, the CBDT has said देखो हम ये नहीं लेंगे, we will not be taking it. Just one thing you do that, you if your claim is with some commissioner, some dispute resolution panel, some income tax appellate tribunal, high court, supreme court, or somewhere across that, then 100% of the disputed tax you pay and 25% of the disputed penalty you pay, that's it. And government is not going to then intervene further. But अगर ये नहीं होता है, then from 1st of Feb and thereon, जो disputed tax है, from 100% it will be going towards 110% of the disputed tax. It has to be paid. That means 10% additional penalty will be there. Not only this, जो disputed interest है और the disputed penalty, उस पे भी government will be taking additional charges. 30% will be raised. So that's what it is talking about. 1 month more extension is given. Now let's talk about Payment Security Fund for renewable energy installations. Now when I talk about these Payment Security Fund, so that means by the name only it tells that there is some fund which is being created for giving some security kind of a thing. For what security? For renewable energy installation, there was some security that was required. देखो क्या होता है, when I talk about these renewable energy installations and all, typically or because आजकल हम बहुत ज़्यादा बात कर रहे हैं सोलर एनर्जी एंड ऑल, प्रधानमंत्री सूर्य घर मुफ्त बिजली योजना, that kind of a scheme is also there. Now when these MNRE and all, they are putting forward with these installation, they require huge money. So that's why MNRE is coming up with the idea of setting up of 100 crore of Payment Security Fund, which will be supporting your RESCO, Renewable Energy Service Company Limited. And 1 minute. Yes. So the purpose of this will be to provide payment security mechanism. जितनी भी इन्वेस्टमेंट हुई है उसको डी रिस्क करने के लिए ऑल टुगेदर दिस 100 crore of fund is being established. And who will be managing this fund? Remember, it is by your National Program Implementing Agencies, NPIA, that is going to manage it. I feel that's important. That's it. That is important for your exam. Now let's talk about CCI's Competition Commission of India that has started. Oh, the result is not there. It has just started a study. So with this study, basically CCI wants to see that what is happening in your renewable energy market. Competition की वजह से what is there in your renewable energy market. This is not the first time that CCI is going forward and conducting such kind of a market study. Earlier also artificial intelligence का क्या impact है on competition and all. So that is also CCI was studying. Now CCI wants to study what is the impact of this competition on renewable energy sector. Remember this, competition का impact renewable energy sector पे क्या है. That's what, and specifically in BRICS nations, that is what CCI is going to find out. I hope it's clear to you all. Anything, if you have problem, you can write it down. Let's see what's question again from my side. How many members are there in BRICS? Don't worry guys, next class jab aayegi, we'll first revise whatever we have done in today's class, and that's how we are going to proceed. But then till then, tell me BRICS में कितने members हैं, कितने nations हैं as of now, and where is its headquarter. Moving ahead, let's talk about India is going to host waves for the first time. तो क्या पता होना चाहिए सबसे पहले, who is going to host waves for the year 2025? So it will be done in India. The next thing that you all must know is what is WAVES. WAVES is World Audio Visual Entertainment Summit. कब होगी? In the month of February 5th to 9th. What is the venue? New Delhi. Why are we doing it? Because creator, we all know आजकल creator economy कितनी ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है, content creation and all. So this India wants to showcase itself as a leading content creator platform. Next, some random miscellaneous news. Who has been appointed as the officiating DG of CRPF? following the retirement of Anish Dayal Singh. Then, if this kind of a question is there, you can just pause the video, and tell me what could be the answer. So the answer would be Vitul Kumar. बेसिकली छत्तीसगढ़ गवर्नमेंट का एक टारगेट है, लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म बहुत ज़्यादा है वहाँ पे, सो दे वांट टू एलिमिनेट इट बाय 2026. दिस कैन ऑल्सो बी अ क्वेश्चन, रिमेंबर दिस. Not only this, Manipur में what all challenges the security forces are being facing, उसके लिए भी he'll be tasked to work for them as well. If I move ahead and we talk about the next question, which is who is the first transgender person who is appointed as a guest lecturer at a university in Karnataka. This kind of a question do comes in your phase 1. Phase 2 में तो नहीं आते हैं definitely, but phase 1 में they can come, because we are talking about transgender person. और transgender person से related there is one scheme, Smile. Is Smile scheme for transgender? Yes or no? Tell me in the comment section below. So the first transgender person is KN Renuka Pujar. So you need to remember her name, that is important. And in which university? In Karnataka's university, Vijayanagar Shri Krishna Dev Raya University. Next, what is the name of ISRO's mission to demonstrate space docking capability? What is the name of that mission? Tell me what, if you can. You can pause the video and tell me the correct answer. So the correct answer is SpaceX. कब लॉन्च कहाँ से लॉन्च हुआ था? सो इट वॉज फ्रॉम सतीश धवन स्पेस सेंटर. कब? ऑन 30th of December. कहाँ पे? लो अर्थ ऑर्बिट में. Now India has become the mission. Basically we want to do this docking and undocking technologies because हम लोग चाहते हैं that we can also go to space and develop our space station over there. So India has become the 4th nation, you need to remember this, after Russia, US and China to have such kind of a capability, and that's why we are moving ahead a lot faster in this direction. वैसे भी हमारे जितने भी space related missions हैं, they are very good, and generally हम top 4-5 में हम रहते ही हैं. That's how our ISRO is actually working. Now let's talk about by what year does Government of India aims to achieve 50,000 crore in the annual defense export. Such kind of questions you will also find in your phase 1. Important है क्योंकि ये तो स्टैटिक ही रहेगा. अगर हमारा बजट भी आएगा तो भी अगर गवर्नमेंट का एक टारगेट है 50,000 करोड़, तो वो बजट के अंदर भी दिस टारगेट को अचीव करने के लिए दे कैन बी सम न्यू इनिशिएटिव्स. बट देन व्हाट यू हैव टू टेल मी इज by what year does the government aims to achieve 50,000 crore in annual defense export. Tell me what would be the correct answer. So the correct answer is 2029. So India's defense exports, they have witnessed a remarkable surge, reaching record 21,000 crores from a mere 2,000 crore a decade ago. So this was announced by our Minister Rajnath Singh. So the target was set as 50,000 crore till 2029. Remember this is also important. Recently, one animal species we have bought from Rotterdam Zoo in Netherlands. और हम कहाँ लेकर आए हैं? इन दार्जिलिंग. देयर इज दिस पद्मजा नायडू हिमालयन जूलॉजिकल पार्क. कंजर्वेशन एफर्ट्स एक तरह से कह सकते हैं ऑल दीज आर. नाउ यू हैव टू टेल मी विच स्पीशीज हैव वी बॉट. सो द स्पीशीज इज योर रेड पांडा. इस तरह के क्वेश्चन फेज 1 में यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट क्या इस जूलॉजिकल पार्क में अर्लियर देवर पांडास? येस, देयर वर 7 मेल, 12 females and 2 cubs. Red panda in your IUCN or your World Wildlife Fund WWF, they are considered as endangered. Next thing is which country has developed the CR450, the world's fastest high speed train prototype. तो वर्ल्ड की पहली फास्टेस्ट हाई स्पीड ट्रेन प्रोटोटाइप CR450, it's of Japan, Germany, China, South Korea and France. Yes, the correct answer is China. Remember this very small piece of information. I hope you'll be able to mark it right if it comes in the examination. CR450. This is your homework question. Because we have discussed an article on this in this session itself. I'm expecting the correct answer from all of you. Competition Commission of India, CCI, is conducting a study to analyze competition issues in the renewable and the non-renewable energy sector. The study will be conducted across G20 nations. CCI is also conducting a market study on artificial intelligence and its impact on competition. You have to tell me which of the following statement is correct. That's all from my side, guys. If you feel that the session was important, do hit the like button. For the PDF, you can download the PDF from the link that is provided in the description section. You can also subscribe to the session. हो सके तो सेशन को शेयर भी कर देना, because initially YouTube will require some kind of a boost that can be given by liking, subscribing, or just sharing the video. That's all from my side. If you have any further suggestion, you can tell me in the comment section. We can develop upon it. आज बहुत ज़्यादा articles नहीं थे, because the news that I have picked, it's majorly from the 1st of January newspaper articles. तो उस दिन पे newspaper was not that heavy, but we cannot expect the same from the coming days. Nevertheless, we'll try to cover each and every aspect of news which is important for your examination. RBI circulars we are going to cover. That's all from my side. Thank you. Have a nice day. And yes. Regarding your static topic, see, as of now, what I was thinking was finance or ESI. तो हम जब current affairs discuss करेंगे, तो side by side, if there is some static news which I want you to take, तो हम तब we are going to discuss. But as of now, because लगभग हमारे पास 6 months तो हैं ही for the RBI examination, I feel you should focus on management. Because मुझे personally ऐसा लगता है that if we are doing management and we are not doing it for at least 2 to 3 times, एक बार तो पढ़ लिया, उसके बाद कम से कम 2 बार आप रिवाइज करो. Unless and until you are doing that, you will not be able to write anything in the exam. So I'll first try and start with management sessions. Maybe me or maybe some other person is going to take the management session. बहुत ज़्यादा लंबा session नहीं लेंगे. We'll take small sessions of 20 minutes. Tell me how my idea is. If you feel that this idea is good enough, we can start very soon. That's all from my side. Thank you and have a nice day. और like करना मत भूलना, like ज़रूर कर देना और channel को subscribe कर देना. Thank you. Have a nice day.